Okay, so today I wanted to show what I've been working on. So basically I got the rest of the save system done, so it's actually is saving. Like everything should be hooked up now. You see that continue disappeared. So let's say, for example, we wanted to make a new game. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Storm clouds with thunderstorms. We could so like example kingdom, right? And then we can choose whatever difficulty. These are all still at the moment the same difficulty, but it's super easy to make a new difficulty. I just have to change, like make a new thing and then change the values. Then we create the kingdom, and then we can click load, and it will actually auto-populate all of the kingdoms that we have. And let's say that we wanted to delete one, we click it, it'll pop this open, we cancel, it'll take it away, click this one, click accept, boom, it is deleted. So we can actually delete kingdoms now with a nice little pop-up. And if we wanted to make the example kingdom back, how to change this so it actually erases the name. I don't like that it keeps it there. But we can now load. So the idea is once you click on new game and then create kingdom, it will actually take you into the game. I just haven't made that yet because I just haven't made it yet. Oh, also, another thing that I wanted to show is that, let's just create this a bunch of times. Let's create it a bunch of times. Hold on. Click new game. Load. This is expandable, so it has a, what is it called? Oh, that doesn't look good. It has a, I probably know how to fix that real quick, actually. Good thing that I was testing this, huh? Okay, so actually it's going to be in prefabs. And then it's going to be load game button. And it's this one. And I believe that we just have to set this to maskable frame. Yeah, so that's the only thing we had to set. Let's apply that. Okay. Now if we go back to the game, we should be able to now see that that is, let's go ahead and quick load. Yeah, now we don't see it. We don't see it when we go through. And then these are also, I don't know if you can tell, but they are saved with the actual time that you last played. So this last played actually updates to when you last played. This gold is true. I actually forgot how I calculated it, but I think the gold is calculated using, let's check it. Oh yeah, look at that. So the amount of gold that you have is actually calculated using the room gold and also the treasury gold. So it takes both of those into account. And this is actually pulling from the actual data from your save. Probably we'll add in new stuff in the future. But that was the biggest thing that I actually completed. And now the only thing we have to do is like jump into actually loading the game and then actually playing the game. But all of that is already set up, so we're making good progress. The other thing I wanted to show is this. So this is a storyline graph. So we actually have, how do we minimize this? Close it. Okay. So we actually have the storyline graph thing. This is like an editor graph. And the cool thing about this is that this pulls from the interactions. So I didn't have to do any extra work. It's just pulling from the interactions. Then I had to, this is still incomplete. This is just the UI. I guess this UI is almost done. I think I want to set in stuff like maybe variables that gets tracked in the story, in the scriptable object story. I'm not too sure if I'm going to do that yet. And then we have the start, we have the end. But we can create as many storylines just using this. I spent some time. It actually was pretty simple. The only thing that, interesting. Is there a way that we can accept multiple ins? Probably not. Probably not, but we could probably have multiple ends.
We just have this end like that. Probably the end isn't really too important. Just like go like, okay, we could probably the end node, we don't even have to use, because once the story ends, it just ends. And then we have the wait time. So we'll have one story, then we'll actually have a wait. So let's say that it takes 5 days for whatever to happen. Then we could do 2 days for whatever to happen. And then that would, then whenever the days waited is completed, then we would get this new interaction. And these interactions are programmatic. So you could see that they're updating. I don't know if I have any options with 3 options. Here, let's check. One option. Okay, there we go. This one has 3 options. You could see, boom, it automatically fills up, and if there's nothing, there just won't be any outputs. So I think it's pretty cool. This is just the UI. I was setting up the actual logic for it, but I have not completed the logic for it yet. So far it's just UI, but I think the UI is looking pretty good. So we should have, be able to do something with the storyline. The difficult part, I think, is going to be actually how to keep track of it. We'll probably keep it on the encounter manager, which is one of the reasons why, is the encounter manager over here? Kingdom. We have a lot of scripts now. Look at all these scripts. Let's go to the encounter manager scripts. Encounter manager, that one. So you can see our encounter manager is pretty bare bones at the moment. I actually did have it working before, but it was just randomized. I didn't like that it was randomized, so we're going to have to I have this idea of how we can set like gates to check if a specific storyline is able to be accessed. And it should be pretty simple. Should just be like a drag and drop system like everything else has been. And then we can have storylines and random interactions behind gates. And then if a gate has been successfully passed, then we can just like add that interaction to the random interaction list for the day. So I think that's pretty cool. And then once you start a storyline, it probably will ignore that, and we'll probably have to keep somehow we'll have to keep track of our storylines. So we'll probably have to do like a private storyline, runtime storyline graphs, storylines. Something like this, in progress storylines with a lowercase l. Okay, so but encounter manager, I have to finish doing the graph. This is not, I didn't write that. This stuff, I have to finish doing this stuff to actually like, because this was pretty easy to make, like really easy. But the only downside is that you can't write in any logic into the graph, which kind of sucks. You have to actually make a whole different system to actually have the logic and to store the information. This is only for the UI, but it is pretty easy. So I do think it's going to save me time. I think it's going to be really easy to create storylines with this, but it is not super like as cool as I thought it was going to be when I first heard about the graph toolkit, but it is still cool. Yeah, that's basically it for today. Hopefully tomorrow we will have a finished storyline system, or at least this part of it, like this will actually be implemented along with the wait time, and then we can add onto it in the future. But I think after this, and after we set up the encounter manager, we're going to start looking for voice actors. So excited for that.